you have to wonder, given that Targamas is holding his support pick till the very end, what does he have prepared?
They don't blind Lulu because of Soraka. Soraka's still up. They can't pick Lulu on 4 to deny it because they know they'll have an answer of Sivir Soraka. So do they blind Soraka here? What's your counter if they do that? Are you going to play something like Zeri Nautilus into it? Jarvan Soraka can work before, it can work again. Does Trimby go back to it? No, he's going to go for Lulu. Now I go to Targamas. Do you play something like the Soraka? Do you take a page out of Trimby's book and pick it yourself? Or do you pick some kind of engaged support that can actually punish this Lulu, punish this Sivir?
But before we get to that, like, you look at Rogue's comp and you can see very clear front to back, easy engage, strong front line, powerful back line. The question is, how can G2 break up this front to back? They've already got the Fiora and the Ahri. They need something to create some chaos, and it looks like that they're going to respond with Rogue's counter. The Soraka will be locked in for Targamas.
Really smart. I think it's humble, you know, you see it and you don't disrespect it. You don't look at it and think this wasn't the problem. Yes, they ban it away on 4-5, but they haven't prioritized banning it too much, and they say, you know what, it actually is strong. We're going to play it ourselves. Targamas is more than capable of doing it himself, and they're going to counter the Lulu, play against Rogue with their own weapon. And now you've got a Fiora on a side lane with a global heal up against Aatrox Jarvan. That Fiora gets ahead. She can take over the game.
And that's what's so terrifying, is it feels like the top side of G2 Esports has been well and truly enabled. Caps on a playmaker, Broken Blade on the Fiora counter pick. This is the top side that this team is known for. Flacken and Targamas strong. They've grown a ton this season, but this game feels like it's going to be about the Fiora. It's going to be about this matchup, top side, and who better? Odoamne on the cusp of a title, and Broken Blade looking to take it away from him.
This is G2's comfort. This is counter pick top. This is Broken Blade on a carry. This is Caps on a playmaker. This is G2. This is no shenanigans of off of comfort, no shenanigans of first timing things. Targamas more than capable with the Soraka, so this is the final version of G2. We will see. And we'll see if they can show us what we expected, or will the domination of Rogue continue?
The trust is being put into Broken Blade on his Fiora. Can he usurp the man on your screen, Odoamne, who's looking for his first ever title? Can he continue the legacy of G2? This is their last opportunity. Rogue are on match point, 2-0 up. So, gentlemen, to break the tension a little bit, I got some stats here.
Sure.
Hit us.
Do you know what Broken Blade's Fiora win rate is?
No, sir. No, I do not.
Yeah, it's only 33%. He has a 2-4 all time.
That's not. I think this is... Fans. Sounds like fist fighting in the stand. Ready to go. Ready to scream each other down. Ready to support their teams. And pressure on both sides. Again, this is probably the last pause, the last tension-free moment we will have in this series, because it only gets more and more intense from here.
So Broken Blade has been playing a lot of Fiora in solo queue. I'm just looking at his stats here. A couple wins, couple losses, but it's something that he's found comfort on, and he has been practicing. So this isn't something that they've just pulled out of the wheelhouse that they think will work. This is comfort for Broken Blade, and they're looking for a level 1 topside invade.
Stepping forward, vital proc for Odoamne. Not too bad of a spawn, can't just stand against the wall and produce that little bit of damage, but now it looks like they're looking to force potentially a split map. Malrang solo starting on Wolves. Not going to be the fastest clear. Yanko's going to be a little bit ahead on this one.
Yeah, Malrang's actually on the Wolves. So he's doing Wolves start into bot side, I presume. Jankos is red himself, or the Raptors.
Moving up into enemy territory. 0-2 to 3-2. Prage. G2 fans hopeful. The players on stage need that hope for the G2 army. Now the contest over the red buff. Malrang only level 2. This is a disastrous early start for Malrang. Not able to get level 3 quite yet. Jankos not afraid to just bully him out of the top side of the map.
He's going to chase him because the crab's up, but it looks like he's backtracking. Larson has mid push, but he's low, but Broken Blade's first to the play, so now Malrang just has to run away and go for bot crab himself. Luckily for him, he has bot push, so yeah, Jankos off to a great start. He can clear out his topside camps. Malrang slightly on the back foot in terms of XP and camps.
Yeah, really good understanding of how the early game is being played out by Jankos. And he's just got a really good read on Malrang overall. Malrang will tick over to 3 after securing this. He may be able to secure this Gromp on the bot side of the map, but Malrang is hesitant. He doesn't have information on where Jankos is, but now he's moving deeper, but he'll be spotted out by another ward. Caps respects the idea that he could get dived. The question is, will this ward actually stop the dive from happening?
Jankos in the area. Malrang, the EQs will be in trouble. Just a bit of poke, just a scorch, a bit of extra damage. Caps forced out of lane for now. Does have the TP. Should be able to come back just fine.
Larson gonna base as well here, I imagine. Does have the TP if he wants it, but can also walk back to lane given the state of the wave.
Not worth the commit there. The charm can cancel the flag and drag, and then Malrang can't get the auto, and then he'd have to flash to commit, and it's just a 1-for-1, and double buffs goes back over to Jankos to give a big early game lead to him. So Malrang will just get a little bit of vision for his bot lane as they try to continue this push.
TP's matched, makes a lot of sense in the early game. No real advantage to holding them 14 minutes. We can see as well, if we have a quick look at the top lane, we know that this Fiora is going to be a big talking point, but in this early matchup, you can see that Aatrox can get the edge, especially once he has a few levels under his belt. Broken Blade is being bullied just a little bit. Odoamne, rather, yet to use his health pot. But as the game progresses, we know that this Fiora will become a menace in a side lane, and really there aren't many champions on the side of Rogue that can stop her in her ability to split push.
That's exactly it. When she gets towards her first and second item, she can start to 1v2 these lanes. Odoamne will be pretty happy in the early game, but it'll only get worse as he does have the top push for now. Broken Blade has that TP, of course. Not still with having that port, like you said, so sitting pretty happily. Pretty slow game. Both have scaling options in bot and top side.
See Jankos hovering around the mid lane, making sure that this wave can get pushed underneath. And again, massive kudos to Jankos. So far, the first 5 minutes of the game, very clean from him. Nothing but advantages gained across the board.
In the past 2 games, we've seen Rogue get 500, 600, 700 gold leads in the early stages just from laning alone or from Malrang's pathing to deny waves himself. But right now, it's only a 200, 300, slowly going towards mid and bot. And Jankos, like you said, is keeping that lead slightly even.
The other aspect of the previous games I think is important to highlight is was often quiet like this. But once the plays start, they really never stop. The pace increases so rapidly. So for now, we're seeing the handshake, we're seeing waves press back and forth, TPs and flashes traded, no kills, no objectives going down yet. But as level 6 gets closer and closer for the junglers, the plays will start to come through. That said, Malrang be behind in terms of individual XP. It would be difficult for him to make these early game plays.
Look at the aggression from Larson on this Azir. We already talked about he's been having a great weekend, but when you give him a comfort pick like this, especially with how strong Azir is in the meta right now, you can see how dominant he is being in the isolated 1v1.
Wow.
Look at Caps.
Trying to force it. The ulti now coming out. Caps with a clean side step, pulling him back under tower. Larson now trying to escape. Caps has to be careful about falling forward because Malrang is now on the way and he doesn't even need to finish the Skeleton Cloud. He's trying to get one. That's first blood for G2. Caps still standing. Gets the reset on the ult. G2 firing back in game 3.
It's beautiful from Caps, and I think he spellbooked a heal there to bait the 1v1. So Larson thought he had a kill. Heal comes through. Charm connects. Jankos does the rest.
Just as I'm singing the praises of Larson, Caps goes and breaks his ankles like that. What a phenomenal play. The setup from Caps was beautiful. They burnt Larson's flash earlier on. Remember, level 2, flash from Caps into the charm. But let's have a look back at this play from Caps here. He's so low, Larson feels confident to make the play. He dashes forward with this HP, pops the heal. He then dashes away, lands the charm, sidesteps the ultimate. Oh my word, Caps is definitely feeling it here in game 3.
It's beautiful, isn't it? So well executed. Dashes forward to get a reset last second, gets the kill. First blood over to Caps, and Malrang can't really respond.
Frustration on the face of Larson. But we heard Malma and the G2 army come alive. All it took was Caps popping off in a single play to stoke the embers. That team and their fandom. Broken Blade potentially in trouble now, but a clean parry stops the play from coming out. Broken Blade still has to be careful though because they're getting him lower and lower. The wave will be stacked.
Really good reaction times there by Broken Blade. Take a look at the minimap with 15 seconds on the Herald. Trimby is already up here. We'll see if Targamas bases and tries to match here because there's there's 4 members of Rogue up towards this top side. Jankos no flash. It's going to be hard for him to walk up. Malrang needs to tick over to level 6 if they want to have more pressure around this Herald. Will he start it though? But now Jankos is ganking top. Even though they have numbers advantage, Auto forced the ult.
Just walking away. Flash out. Broken trying to get a little bit more here. Odoamne will make it out of safety, but they do get the flash. Big for any potential follow-up ganks. Now just getting a little bit risky on the Jankos. Jankos now pulls back. They're looking to turn it. The subjugate not nearly enough. Malrang grabbing the kill.
Remember that Jankos burnt his flash in the mid-play to help Cat secure that kill. He then walks into the brush thinking that he was safe, was not expecting Malrang to just be there. And that means that Rogue turn around a quick kill, and this will be the first Herald of the game going to Rogue.
And of course, with the jungler being dead, yes, they can't contest, but they also can't cross-map. There's no dragon in response, so Malrang can clear his camps after basing if he wants, and then go towards his bot side where they've had the push for the majority of the game. That's what allowed Trimby to come up here in the first place. He's teetering still up towards the top side, considering some kind of dive if Broken Blade decides to stay. Look at his HP bar on the top right, but he's going to back away smartly.
And that's the unfortunate thing for Broken Blade. It was a really good trade onto Odoamne. By forcing him back, there was room where Broken Blade and Jankos could then move to contest the Herald. But after losing his jungler, Broken Blade knows that he's at risk of dying, so he loses this whole wave. Odoamne picks up 2 plates off the back of that, and we may very well see the typical Rogue play, where they swap their bot lane up to top, bring the Herald there as well, get that tempo advantage, and then funnel the second Herald plate into their AD carry as well.
I think that's a really smart play. They're just going to have to secure this dragon first, because Malrang's just hit 6. He's going to get the red buff. They're going to pressure towards the spot side with a constant push. And I don't think G2 are able to respond. They can even use that Herald to force the dragon, right? They can Herald through bot, use that to get the plates down, and then use that push if they lose it to get the dragon themselves. Odo no TP, Broken Blade no TP. It's a 4v4 on the spot side of the map.
Definitely Rogue want to keep this ball rolling. We talked about already 1-2 items. Broken Blade will start to take over the 1v1, have to capitalize on the advantage that they have built for themselves. Malrang with the Herald on the bottom side. Looks like it could just be used here. They can show through that first plate and look to knock down one more. Comp, so many resources bundled into this man's back pocket.
And important to note, what Odoamne just did is he leashed blue buff for Larssen. He just handed off the blue. So now he can start pushing in mid, but Malrang might be caught.
Jankos uses the pillar, just trying to zone him off, but Malrang, of course, quick EQ out.
Now with the Sheen on Broken Blade, you can see that he's a lot more comfortable in these trades in the 1v1 top lane. He does have the push. Larsen's actually making his way towards top. Broken Blade is cautious of it. Right now we're watching this tower slowly get chipped away as Jankos starts off the dragon. Both top laners don't have TP just yet. Larssen choosing to reset, will TP back into mid, but it looks like this dragon is going to go uncontested, and G2 will secure their first of the game.
I'm surprised that Rogue have given this up. They had mid push, they had bot push, they had the Herald to force it, but Larssen actually, after pushing in mid wave, went towards top side. He was hovering in top rush, then based and TP'd mid, so maybe because of his positioning, they couldn't walk in. He was a bit too far behind in terms of base timers.
Truth be told, I think that Rogue know that they have the scaling advantage. When we think about front to back, Rogue is just so much stronger, and while yes, G2 have a scaling advantage in the side lane, they don't have to take risks. It's Caps looking for another play on the last set.
Oh, aggressively there.
But overall, I think that Rogue are fine to concede this first Drake and look to test the next one. EQ.
Malrang going in on the flash, he's got the red buff. He does so much damage. Jarvan base damages are nuts here, waiting for the flash to come out so he can use the Cataclysm, just walking him down. Flacken knows he's dead anyway. He will not get anything. Rogue again finding a clean play on the bottom side.
How did Malrang get there? Did he just sneak through the lane when the waves was dead after his Krugs, just sitting so patiently, and Fleckett not having the E means he can't dash over the wall. Malrang punishes the second he steps up. Now it's a 3-man of G2 on a ward.
They're looking for a response here, but now they will back away. And gentlemen, let's look back to game 3 of Rogue versus G2 last week. The second that G2 started getting a small edge, the game quickly deteriorated out of control for Rogue. And it feels like something similar is happening here again. Look at how quickly Rogue is building this gold lead. Every little play that Rogue makes is converted into something massive, and they're just taking their time. They know that momentum is in their favor, and the pressure is mounting for G2.
2,000 gold lead combined in the bot side of the map for Rogue, and Odo's up 1,000 as well. First to his Eclipse. Broken Blade still far away from his Mythic. Good trade by Caps.
Larssen pulling away as we clear the wave, and I mean, gentlemen, history's going to be made today either way, because G2 have never reverse swept a final. Countless 3-1s throughout their history.
Number of 3-0s.
Number of 3-0s.
Yeah.
They would have to make history for themselves to try to secure their 10th title today. And for Rogue,
a 10th title in and of itself would be making history, right?
Yeah.
And that man on your screen, it was Cadril that said it at the beginning of the series, this man has never lost a domestic final, ever. He's been in 7 finals and he's won them all. G2, the only final they lost was the one that they lost to Caps. This man knows winning in an environment like this, and that's why at the beginning of the day we said that this was his home ground. And I don't mean Sweden, I mean this environment, this crowd, this type of support is where he plays at his best. But right now, He's playing his heart out, but the map around him is falling apart. 3k gold is the lead, and Rogue are looking to secure this top tower.
And just like you talked about, they're swapping the bot lane towards top. They got the bot tier 1. Why not put them up here to get a couple extra plays? 45 seconds left before they fall. Junglers matching each other, but Rogue, constant push in this lane, constant push in mid, just allows Malrang to cover both of them. And G2 lacking a response, lacking lockdown. What's their real CC if they can get onto a target? Malrang again.
Targamas is so vulnerable, they're just going to knock out the Soraka. The polymorph now coming through. Targamas getting falling. Malrang holds the ultimate. But Flacket looking to fire back. Flacket looking to trade back. Malrang still standing, and Rogue find another kill.
Oh my word, Trimby, the polymorph there was so crucial to lock up Targamas long enough to secure that kill. But now G2, they're on the offensive. They're looking to get some kills back.
They have to get something done. They have a brief advantage, a brief window here. Cap's waiting for those timers to fade away.
Needs are in the way.
He has to dash past. Dash, E-flash, maybe.
It's too late.
Maybe they were waiting for Malrang to base so they could set up a dive. No, he's going to back away. But just like you highlighted, the flash polymorph was huge to deny Targamas the initial flash, the initial heal, and the ultimate from coming out. Malrang is being really sneaky this game, and he's finding so many good angles and positionings. Double knock up onto the bot lane of G2.
It's just so clean. The polymorph is just so good. I don't know if he was even aiming for Targamas, but in any case, they get them both. The two-man knock-up as well from Trimby's ultimate, and the follow-up from Malrang's ultimate. The second Soraka flashes. It's like he's flashing to his doom. Malrang able to get away with his life as well. And look at the smiles on comp faces. He knows that this game is going ever more in the favor of Rogue. 5k is the gold lead now. And Rogue are getting closer and closer to securing the organization's first ever LEC trophy.
And while mid lane is just about dead even, 100 gold in favor of Larson. You can see in the top lane, 1.1k in the favor of Roto, 1.4 on the bottom side. Hell, even Trimby is 900 gold ahead, courtesy of the spell thieves in lane. But Caps looking to change that. Will get the flash in the 1v1, but Rogue still continuing to build an incredible advantage.
Cap's trying his best here, but now he has no ultimate. Jankos looked like he wants to start the Herald. Larson uses the flash, yes, but in the short term, that benefits Rogue. If they can force this objective before that ult's up, they have the top push. Odoamne has TP. Larson can base himself here and match Caps in terms of base timers. Cap's trying his best to find something, but I think G2 are just going to have to give this Herald up.
Rogue keeping a cool head, not overstaying, not overcommitting, not letting what could be a looming 3-0 let their play get sloppy. They learned in game 1 and in game 2, if they take their foot off the gas, how quickly this can fall away. And no matter how down and out G2 look, we know that they are a team that must be respected. Broken Blade finishing that first item. 10 stacks away on the Cole, getting closer and closer to 2 items where he will start to take over, potentially. And in the 1v1, the game's so incredibly difficult now, though, for G2. They cannot afford to let Malrang make any more of these plays.
Dragon up, they can Herald mid here, force this Dragon as well. They have a plethora of options right now, so Broken Blade's going to move towards the mid lane. Flacket's going to push out top, see if they can find any kind of vision to see what Rogue's up to. Comp moving back down there to threaten. Odoamne pushing bot. Eventually, G2 will have to go back and catch these waves, but Broken Blade's sticking around as long as possible. Flacket's still coming down. They're going to go for a 5-man mid here to see if they can contest this Dragon. Malrang lying in wait, but they're on a ward.
Yeah, G2, they're looking for something. The rest of the team is starting to collapse into mid lane. Comp will now make himself known. Oh, the spell shield. Jump. Oh, Caps!
Flag drag goes golden. They got the stopwatch out, so crucial. But now G2 looking to turn it back. Malrang has the overstay. Larson on the way in. Moving in with the cataclysm. It's massive. The flag and drag. G2 are routed. In the third game, Rogue are out for blood. They will not be denied.
Rogue, that was unbelievable. Malrang with the re-engage. Gets the knock-up onto Caps. He shuts down the superstar of G2. Rogue will secure the Dragon. They're dropping the Herald, and they're just taking everything.
They are running away with this game. G2 tried to find something, but Caps had no ult, so he had to stopwatch early, and then Rogue just outperformed them in the team fight. The Soraka healing is strong, but Rogue's damage is too damn high. Odoamne collapses. That's 2 towers in bot. That's the Dragon. Mid tower's down. It's just going out of their hands now, G2. Rogue in control.
A regular season that showed a team like this how many times in a row, and how many times has Rogue fallen flat when it mattered most. But here today in this play, Rogue are showing up.
Caps' ult not up yet, so he pumps the stopwatch, expecting heals afterwards. Malrang trying to run away. Flacket commits, Caps commits. Malrang turns, the stand is still there. Ult gets the knock up, Q's back to the EQ that he used to go on Caps initially. Incredible engage and plays from Malrang this game. Polymorph onto Flacket, he has no way out. And then Jankos falls to come shortly afterwards with the flash, and off screen we see Odoamne taking down Targamas. 4 kills to Rogue, and you look at this G2 comp and you ask yourselves, where's the engage? Where's the lockdown? It has to be Caps, but it can't fight against 5 of them. And Rogue as a team, Rogue as a brotherhood, they are unstoppable right now.
You can see the frustration on Cap's face. There are a few in Europe that are not a Caps fan. He has been the superstar for Europe, domestically and internationally. And as we mentioned, he has never lost a domestic final that he has been in. But now he finds himself face to face with a Rogue team that seem unstoppable. And while there have been many superstars on this Rogue lineup throughout this series, Malrang's engages, Malrang's cheeky picks throughout this game have been phenomenal on a champion that he is now becoming synonymous with. He is looking to lead his team to victory and secure the championship for Rogue.
And we've seen this all year long from Malrang. He came into the league and everyone just said, yeah, just avoid his ganks, just track him. It's going to be really easy. All he does is gank and never farm. He's stuck to his style. It's working. Always goes down in CS, always looks for kills. 100% KP now, coming from Damwon as a substitute. Coming into this Rogue roster, a lot of skepticism, a lot of questions as to whether it would work. But right now, he's the backbone of decisiveness alongside Odoamne, and he controls and dominates the early game here in Europe.
And Rogue fans, out in force, believers in Rogue being made left and right across this series. They were the team that was doubted every single season. You believed in Fnatic, you believed in G2, hell, you believed in the Mad Lions. Rogue was not the team that you believed in. But today, that changes. Rogue on the cusp of something great. Malrang overstaying, Flacket looking to turn, but he doesn't quite have the damage yet.
And this is where we see the game slow down a bit. Rogue. They don't have many options left, but they've already secured the majority of them. They have a very healthy gold lead right now at 7,000. But in terms of forcing, they cannot overforce. They cannot overstep because G2 have good ways to punish. They have a lot of healing to resist dives, and G2 want to scale over side. So G2 will have a bit of time now to breathe, slow it down, not contest dragons. They just need to keep track of this Baron.
A big shout out to Larsen's father in the audience, gave us an interview earlier, holding a sign that says new #1 mid in Europe. Larsen looking to prove it, looking to bring it home.
To be able to win in front of your home crowd as well must be a special feeling. Of course, he still needs to do it. Let's not forget that Rogue found themselves in the 10K gold lead against the Mad Lions. They were at match point and they will reverse swept. They do not want to find themselves again. Those painful memories have to be sitting there in the minds of Rogue, front and center. They don't want to mess this up. They've seen what G2 can do. Let's not forget last game, it was Cats with his miracle play. Full focus, as Cadril said. This is Rogue's game to lose. 7,000 is the gold lead, 21 minutes in. G2 are making their way towards the bot lane.
The lock of Odoamne. Odoamne moving back into Caps. The Infernal Chain's not quite connecting. Odoamne putting his back against the wall to deny any further damage. Broken Blade will find the kill with the help of Caps, and G2 looking to claw their way back in.
The collapse is coming down. Trimby is here. Comp is on the way. Broken Blade is trying to recall. I think he'll get it off. He might have to TP to the top tier 2 to defend it, but Malrang's there as well, so they can't get the tower and they lose their top tier 2.
Let's have a look at the pings, though. G2 were like question mark paying the Baron. They were wondering if Rogue were going to go for it. The moment they had information on where comp was, they may very well go for that play themselves. The TP towards the top side. Maybe they're looking for a pick on the last, and Malrang reads the play.
Waiting in the brush, taking his time. If they're going to turn this, they have to turn it fast. Broken Blade already on the collapse. The flash in. Clean flash out from Larsen. The movement flawless.
And Cax is just looking to put his team on his back. Gank in the bot lane, TP top lane, gank again. Malrang, though, is he in a dangerous position? The answer to that is yes.
Can flag, drag out. The pillar won't quite interrupt it. He's now been silenced. There's really nowhere else for him to go, but he's going to try to re-engage the fight. He knows he can maybe try to turn this one back. Odoamne on the way in, but G2 managed to disengage in time. Malrang makes it out.
And Malrang was the human ward for Larsen to spot out Caps, so he had enough information to work with on the timers, and then Rogue pay him back by having to invest a TP to save him. Managed to get both of them out, and they'll get a dragon as a reward. G2, can they cross map? Can they look for this top tier 1? Larsen and Trimby are already there to respond. They're making plays and they're covering any play that G2 can look for.
You can feel the tension building, even though Rogue have the lead. Everyone has seen Rogue in positions like this before. And we've seen the magic that Caps can bring to an arena. He's already been making so many incredible plays. Let's see if he can continue to do just that. Flash is down, TP is down. Rogue, for now, can breathe a sigh of relief as they walk away with the dragon. and they will hold on to their gold lead.
The most important thing for G2 right now, if you're looking through their perspective, is Broken Blade has got 2 items. He needs to do damage on side lane, because grouped up they're going to lose, but on side lane, trying to punish with Caps' TP is their only avenue of success.
That's very true. Broken Blade doesn't have the best record historically on this Fiora, but the team put their faith in him in the side lane, and now he's at a point where he should be able to win out in the 1v1. Helping secure that kill onto Odoamne, forcing the flash out from him is going to make it even easier for Odoamne in the isolated 1v1. But we look at the minimap, and Rogue, they don't care about the side lane right now. Caps is hovering that side lane, looking to find another pick, but Odoamne is just grouping with his team. I did not know you could attack that ward as Aatrox over the wall. Now they're going to start this one up.
Learn something every day. G2, let's see if they can find a way into this pit. There's no flash on Jankos. Just
They're
about impossible for him to get in here. Sari W very strong, but they're looking to turn, they're looking to burn! There he goes, Broken Blade now TPing in, Broken Blade in the area, Broken Blade in the pit, but what is he doing? Can they do it at the 50-50 cap? There's no way he should steal this, but he's stolen them before. Maybe, just maybe they can find him, but no! Not today, Rogue are clean, Rogue are patient, and Rogue will get the Baron, but Malrang is hungry for more. Target is running, Cap running, Rogue pushing them back, Broken Blade running for the hills, 4 members of G2 retreating as Rogue take over the mid lane.
G2 are limping. Rogue are the predators right now, and G2 are the prey. They know the only way they can play the game is through the side lane, so they force a Baron. Jankos has no flash, he can't get into the pit. Eventually he has to just run through and Hail Mary a smite, but Rogue, calm, collected, finish the jungler, finish the smite, no hesitation, are now going to back away and keep the game firmly in their hands.
So hard now for G2. So much control, so much wave clear. Standing up against the siege of the Sivir, the Azir. They have to hold the line, but they don't have a traditional control mage. They don't have that huge source of wave clear on their side. And we take a look back at this play, you can see G2 desperate to try and find something.
And Jankos, he just tries to get into the pit, but he doesn't expect him to be in this bush. Look at the damage that comes out from Comp and Larson. They just melt through the jungler of G2. Broken Blade TP's in to save what they can, but it's not enough. 10k is the gold lead now for Rogue. They have the Nexus in their eyes, and Rogue is looking to upset the apple cart. They are looking to take down the reigning kings of Europe and claim the throne for themselves.
Top tier 1 down. Broken Blade gets the objective bounty. He's going to have to back away soon because the 4-1 is coming in. Malrang will start to shadow Larson. Cannon wave coming in, buffed up. G2 like a little bit of wave clear. REQ is all really they've got. And now Rogue can step up. Need to be careful for the charms though. Broken Blade still pushing. He's thinking, we're going to lose this inhibitor. Maybe I can get a top tier 2. It's a lot of gold for the Fiora. It's an objective bounty, but it might not just be a bot inhibitor. It might be a mid inhibitor as well. Is Odoamne going to buff up that wave? G2 trying their best to hold on in a 4v5.
Doing everything they can. Targetman has to be careful with the silence. That might be the only defensive tool they've got. Trading it for a tier 2, trying to trade something back. Early subjugate forced out for Jankos. So difficult now for G2 to hold on to this tower, for G2 to find a way back into this game. It is about survival, but it is going to be so hard.
And that man on your screen in the bottom left right now, it has been 7 years that he has been playing this game. 477 games, 3 finals, and now only a few towers stand in his way. Odoamne is looking to secure his first ever LEC title, but Rogue will choose to disengage for now. They will not overstay their welcome. They will walk away with 2 inhibitors, the base of G2 in tatters.
They don't want to overextend. They do not want to make a mistake for G2 to punish. They want to base after those inhibitors fall, set up, secure a dragon, and play this top inhibitor. Play it by the book. Rogue know how the book goes. They played it so many times. They like the theory, they like the macro, and they're going to stick to it. No mistakes will be made, and G2 can't pounce on them.
The dragon spawns in 45 seconds. Rogue, they don't have to worry about it right now. And you can hear the cheers from the crowd for Rogue. The support is what they need right now. As they get ever closer, G2 is being put on the back front.
Trimby was in the ERLs a few years ago. Comp was benched. Larson's in front of his home crowd for the first time ever. Malrang was a substitute. And now Odoamne, 7 years, like you said, in the making. So close to closing this game out. It slipped through their hands in 2021 spring against the Mad Lions. Doesn't look like it's going to slip through again.
And for so long in the LEC, G2 have felt like an inevitability. They felt like a force of nature in their own right. Whenever they have been in form, they have been indomitable. They have been unstoppable. But even here, even now, we saw a G2 that tore through playoffs. But in the finals, they have fallen, or they are falling, rather, to Rogue. An incredible turn in the tides of EU, of the LEC. While Rogue aren't out of it yet, Rogue aren't in there yet. It feels like G2 are falling to pieces before our eyes.
So many doubters, so many did not believe in Rogue's run through the lower bracket. They were 3-0'd by G2 only last week, and now they have an opportunity to do the same against the rivals. The ultimate is off.
Forward. Going golden. Caps on the flank. Caps has to be everything here. Yanko's getting burned down. Yanko's getting shredded. Ignite taking flat forward for Comp. Comp looking to etch his name into the history of UEU. Caps being pushed away. Caps being zoned off of his own base. It is a double for Comp. Rogue, though, they wait their patience. Incredible. They will not overcommit. They will not give G2 an inch. They will take everything from them. They will look to make this their final push, or no. Back away, giving them the respect their history deserves. 19 seconds left on the side of G2. That test timer ticking.
They're going to go for it. Nexus Tower's alive.
Caps! Flash away the target. No, Nowling here! And this is it! The final moments of G2. The first moments of Rouge's legacy. They will not be knocked down. They will not be denied. They will not be stopped. Larson standing strong. Before the eyes of thousands and hundreds of thousands at home. A new name etched into the history